Hello folks, and welcome to the first impressions video for the year. I hope this one finds you well and enjoying the 2024 simming year to date. There's been a few aircraft releases in the last couple of weeks. I hope that you're enjoying those. If you have availed yourself of same, I have not. And this video is continuing the tradition on this channel of doing a first impressions video on aircraft, well, that most people have forgotten about. I speak today of the beautiful black square King Air B350, which I picked up recently in the Just Flight Christmas sales. Pretty good value for mine, considering how much I love King Airs. King Airs and I go back a long way, both in the virtual sense and IRL. But in terms of the simulation caper, I think I've flown King Airs in bloody hell just about every sim that I can remember. Going back, I think we had one in FS 2004. Maybe even earlier than that. I know there was a good one in FSX, and then P3D. X-Plane, I've flown every King Air known to mankind. And here we are in the Microsoft 2020 sim. And yeah, I love myself a good beach, you might say. Speaking of good beaches, Jude's on board. Hello, my dear.
What did you call me?
I called you good, Jude.
No, the other word.
I don't remember.
Prick.
It wasn't that, Jude. We might hear from Jude later. Actually, this might be a little bit different, Jude. I haven't planned this. Nothing here is rehearsed, folks. It's obvious, isn't it? Jude, we might get your first impressions on this aircraft. How about we do that, just for something different? I'm scratching the bottom of the barrel, trying to come up with ideas to make videos these days, folks. 370-something videos on the channel. One gets a bit desperate. So, I'm going to hand over the reins to Jude. She's going to give you her impression of this aircraft throughout the flight. Now, never fear. El Capitan, here in the left seat, is in charge. I'll be the one doing the flying, but Jude will be one giving the opinion. How about we do it that way? Beautiful aircraft inside, isn't it? Now, important, as I say in most of these impression type videos, this is not a review. If you want an in-depth review or tutorial of this aeroplane, there are many videos, most of them that were published a long time ago, like when this aircraft was released. Many other videos that will give you that insight. I fly King Airs like I fly most aeroplanes, folks. Improvised. I don't follow checklists. I do the least I need to do to get us airborne. Stuff happens. I forget stuff. Yeah, that's how I roll. Now, I should tell you where we are and where we're going, because there's a little bit of a reason for that. Somewhat random, but just like most videos on this channel, there's an element of randomness, isn't there? In the setup and in the outcome. Let me have a look at the flight plan, and that'll also give some flavour to the feature YouTube channel that will appear sometime later in this video. And here we are in Little Nav Map, which I updated the other day. We're now running version 3.0.1 beta here of Little Nav Map. Now, we're in the mother country, England, this fine day. And we're in England because I've been catching up on the Premier League, where things stand. And where things stand have determined where we're going to end up today, folks. But anyway, let me tell you where we begin our journey. We're going to begin our journey flying out of London City, which I haven't flown out of for a while. London was pretty hard on the old performance last time I flew in this part of the world. We'll see how we go today. We're going to depart off runway 09, London City, heading up towards the Brookmans Park VOR, then overhead Luton, Milton Keynes, on our way to beautiful Birmingham. Why are we going to Birmingham? Well, we're going to Birmingham because there is a football team based here in Birmingham that is doing rather well this season. I think second on the ladder, if I'm not mistaken. I speak of Villa, Aston Villa. Aston Villa are actually based up here, the stadium, but the nearest airport is down here in Birmingham. The little one decides she needs to chime in. Those of you that asked for the birds and dogs to return, you're welcome. We might do a stop and go sort of thing, give Jude a break, give me a break really, in Birmingham, before continuing in a journey in a sort of northwesterly direction. Depart Birmingham, we're heading across overhead Stoke-on-Trent. There's a reason for that. Before we arrive at our destination today, beautiful Liverpool, specifically John Lennon Airport. And we'll find a Liverpool because, well, your football team is doing really well this season, top of the table. Hey, Liverpool, you never walk alone and all of that. I know I've got some viewers that hail from that part of the world, and shout out to you guys. Always nice to hear from you, and thank you for your support. So, London City up to Liverpool via Birmingham. In respect or in tribute to the current Premier League situation. En route, Jude will give her opinion of this aeroplane. For what it's worth, it's probably worth more than my opinion. And we'll have a feature YouTube channel, which has really been the inspiration for this video today. Let's do it. Alright, so engine start has been achieved. The improvised process that works on most King Airs also works on this one. I should mention at this point that the sounds you're hearing, apart from the jungle sounds that are in the background of this video, the engine sounds and the other sounds that you may hear during the course of this flight are provided via the FT Sim Plus sound pack. I picked that up quite some time ago in anticipation of getting this aircraft, well before now, but finally got to use it. So the default sounds in this aeroplane are very but with the FT Sim sound pack, she goes all right. Jude, let's start your interaction. Well, let's continue the interaction from earlier, which was a bit awkward. What do you think of the sort of the steam gaugey type? Well, it's not true. It's not pure steam gauge, is it? It's a bit hybrid, Jude. Bit like me. What do you reckon?
A hybrid deck and head.
Yeah, geez, you're on fire today, Jude. Thank you for that, love. What do you think of the panel? You happy with that?
Yep, I like it.
I thought you might say that. I like it. The King Airs for me have a. I like that they're busy. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of switches and knobs and dials and stuff on a King Air. I don't know what half of them do, folks, but it makes me feel like a pilot. I like that. There's stuff to do in King Airs, is what I'm saying. Now, runway 09 is our departure, and it just happens to be a very, very short taxi from here. So what I might do is try and do a taxi from an external view, Jude. Jude, what do you reckon? Shall we try it?
You will anyway.
That's right. I wasn't asking for your permission, Jude. We'll see how this goes. So runway 09 is the go. There we go. Actually, this is already getting too hard. We'll make our way down to runway 09. Looks like we're going to have a slight crosswind from the left. That's okay. We'll get our landing lights on as we go through. Taxi lights can come off. Transponder we'll worry about when we get to the runway. Yeah, that sound pack really makes a difference. Here we go. I'm doing your job for you, Jude. You should have been talking about the sound pack. I feel like this is going to get really complicated. Remembering when Jude should be Jude should be talking. I need to learn to shut up. I'm sure a few viewers on this channel have remarked accordingly over the years. This bloke needs to learn to shut up. Anyway, we'll line up here 09. Now this departure, we're going to try and fly it with some level of realism. Some, right? Real-ish, you might say. We've got to stay below 3,000 before we get to the VOR, I think. And below 200 knots, I believe. Now, we'll get our heading bug aligned, which is down here. We've got our needle pointing towards the VOR. We've got local baro set, which is 103Q. I think everything is good to go. We're transpondering. We're flapping. We are trimming. I think pretty much we're good, Jude. You happy?
No, but who cares?
Exactly. You've flown with me before, I see. Let's do it, folks. Bring the power in nice and gentle. Oh, listen to those sounds. Here we go. A bit more juicies. Don't need full juicy in the Kingy. We'll go close to it though. A little bit of right boot. We'll set about 90% torque. We'll get up to that rotate speed nice and quickly. There's 100. We'll kind of rotate around about there. Nice and gentle does it. Forgot the flight director, but that's the first of many things that we'll forget on this flight, folks. Just retrim for that. Temps, torque and prop are all good. 140 knots at the moment. We'll make a turn around about 500 feet. Should come up pretty quickly. We're climbing quite well, about 500 feet. We'll begin that left turn towards the VOR. Looking for 160 knots on the climb. Bring those props in now just to quieten things up here. Unfortunately, I feel it's going to get louder in the background, folks. Feature not a bug on the channel. Jungle sounds. We've cut that turn very, very fine. That's alright. Let's call that expedited. 3,000 feet is our initial altitude towards the VOR. We'll try and plug that. We'll try and stick to that. 200 knots. You get the altitude alert. Beautiful. Take a actually I'll get flight director on and get Georgie doing some flying while I take an external London City. Performance wise it's holding up really, really well. That's where we departed from, London City, of course. There we go, and alright in terms of frames. Happy with that. Anyway folks, Jude and I will see you en route, and she'll share some opinion of this aeroplane. Alright, settled nicely in the cruise here at 8,000 feet for our journey today. Of course we could go much higher. The Kingy would prefer if we went higher, but 8,000 allows me to just sort of scoot over the top of this cloud layer, and still maintain nice visual contact with the ground as well. Absolutely beautiful. Everything's going quite well, I must say, in terms of the sim performance. Happy with that. Look at that sensation of speed. Very nice. We're probably getting along at about 240 or something. Yeah, just under 240 indicated. 260 over the ground. We've got a sort of a northeasterly blowing in this part of the country today. Everything's going, yeah, swimmingly well. We're about, what are we? About 36 miles from Birmingham. We'll work out what runway to land on when we get closer. Jude, my dear, would you like to, this is your opportunity to speak. Would you like to give your overall impression?
Overall, you suck.
Oh, all right, Jude. We're talking about the aeroplane. Don't be a smart ass, right? Keep that off camera, all right? The poor viewers, they come here expecting total professionalism. Yeah, right. Jude, speaking of the aircraft, what is your overall impression?
Yeah, it's good.
I thought you might say that. And I agree, for what it's worth. I know, you look shocked. It's one of the few things in life that we agree on. I like it as well. It fits a mission profile in my simulation experience in this sim. It's a pretty big step up, or a nice improvement from the default 350, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
That's two things we've agreed on, Jude. You're turning. You're becoming reasonable. I might be able to work with you, Jude. Yeah, nice improvement. And as I mentioned in an earlier segment, the sound pack really highly recommended. That's a significant improvement. Much more enjoyable experience. Sound, the audio scene, audio environment, auditory environment is the term I was looking for. Quite important to flight simulation, isn't it? Well, I think so anyway. Yeah, so Jude likes the aeroplane. I concur with her. Jude, I'm guessing that if I asked you about the avionics options, you'd say that you like them as well?
You guess right.
Yeah, funny that. Yeah, I like, you can swap the avionics as well. If you want to fly without the glass, with the radios, nav radios, etc. If you want to do it that way. I like this setup, the GTN, the PMS GTN 750, the GNS 530, and the Bendix weather radar down here. Yeah, look, there probably isn't that much more to say. As I said earlier, it's the first impressions of an aircraft that has received a lot of first impressions video treatment over the years. I'm late to the party, but I waited for the sale, and this aircraft, I guess at full price, represents pretty good value, but at sale price, excellent value for yours truly. 8,000 feet, we're 22 miles from touchdown. We better think about a descent, or a decent descent, you might say. We'll go vertical speed mode. Dial that down. I don't know why we pitch up in vertical speed mode. Initial pitch up as you want to go down. Not quite sure. We'll come off the talkies and come down on the prop as well. Reset our Barrow 1033 as we approach Birmingham. Don't know what the runways are here. There is a way of finding out. EGBB Birmingham waypoint info and runways 1533. So with a predominantly northerly, are we thinking 3-3? I think we might be. We probably need to increase that vertical speed a little bit. We're going to be definitely high. Anyway, folks, we'll see you next for an approach into Birmingham. Alright, 7 miles to touchdown into Birmingham, folks. Just positioning ourselves here, flying, you'd probably call it an oblique right base down onto runway 33. I am a little concerned that by the time we hit the deck, the wind will favour a landing in the opposite direction, but wouldn't be the first time on this channel, hey folks. Down through 3,000, down to 150 knots. We'll take approach flap at this point. Yeah, the airport around about a 1 o'clock position at this time. 5.5 miles to run. Yes, we're high. We'll take gear as well. Get ourselves slowed down nicely here. Always pressing caution buttons. You get very used to pressing buttons in a King Air. It makes you feel like a pilot, eh? Pressing buttons, isn't that what pilots do? Really, at the end of the day, button pushes. I'm going to fly through the extended centre line a tad. Bring the props up a little bit. We'll take landing flaps. Oh, we flew right through it. Weren't helped by a wind up our arse. Should have compensated for that. Sloppy. That's continuing the tradition. There's a fair bit of sloppy flying last year on the channel. We started 2024 with more of the same. Alright, we'll take landing flap. We're definitely high. That crosswind is going to make us work hard for our money, I reckon. The plan is to sort of do a stop and go here. We'll pull off to the side, give Jude an opportunity to visit the facilities. About 100 knots is a nice 100, 105, something like that's nice in the kingy. Alright, the final checklist. We've got gear down, flaps down, fingers crossed, and sphincters tightened. Who knew a checklist could be so simple, folks? 3 whites, 1 red. Birmingham, runway 33, crosswind 7 knots. No, the wind's favouring arrival onto this runway. We're good. 2 whites, 2 reds, right on profile, 105. Beautiful. All that's left to do is to get it on. We're continuing. And we are on, a little bit of aileron into the breeze, nose down, light beta. We'll pull off to the left hand side, light braking as well, try and keep it on the strip, mate. Alright, off to the side we go. Very sloppy on the rollout. There we go, folks. We're going to find a dunny for Jude to visit, and have a little breather here before continuing our journey in the next segment towards Liverpool. So we'll see you for that. And through the magic of television, the next segment begins. Runway 33 here at Birmingham. I think we're pretty much right to go. We kept the engines running. Jude made it a number 1. Jump back in.
Why did you share that?
No, I didn't need to share that with the viewers, folks. Jude, this is, they feel a part of your life. They can't get enough of you, Jude. I, on the other hand...
Don't.
Ooh. Sorry, Jude. Shall we do it, folks? Heading bug is aligned. 6,000 for this segment of the journey. It's going to be a quickie en route. We've got a feature YouTube channel to have a look at. We've got flap set and all that sort of stuff. Jude, are we good? I think we are. Trim's good. Yeah, everything's good. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Let's do a let's hold the brakes as we bring it up. Listen to those sounds. More juices. Call that power set. Airspeed alive and all that. Keep it tracking straight, fella. Let's rotate about there. Away we go into the bars. We're barring up this time. Positive rate and all that. Retrimming. Just keep going and straight ahead by the looks of it. Come back on the talkie. Come back on the proppy. Slight right turn to intercept the magenta. We'll actually make this a high-speed climb Jude, if that's okay with you.
Whatever.
Thank you. I'll take that as a yes. Alright folks, we'll see you in the cruise at 6,000. We'll have a look at a great little YouTube channel that you might want to have a look at, particularly if you're interested in football. As Georgie continues climbing us away from Birmingham and towards Liverpool, today's feature YouTube channel, folks, is Stunt Peg. Stunt Peg. Her name is Neve. She's a football fan. And she's really grown this channel into something quite impressive in terms of numbers, and it's great content. What I like about it is that she comes across as very authentic. She's a football fan. I think she supports Bolton Wanderers up there in Manchester, but she's an English football fan, and she travels around. She gets around to different European countries. But she really connects, for me, she connects with the everyman, or the every woman, if you like. The average soccer fan, or the average football fan, and the passion that they have for the game, and the suffering they go through for the game. And yeah, she has a way, I'm not doing it justice, my review of her channel, but she goes behind the scenes, and like I said, she connects with the soul of English football for mine in a way that few channels do. There are many, many, many English football fan channels, but there's nothing quite like Stunt Peg. Really enjoy her content. She's worth a watch, in my humble opinion. Jude and I will next see you for an approach into John Lennon Airport, otherwise known as Liverpool. Alright, concluding stages, folks. River Mersey over here, the River Dee, country of Wales this side. We've got to be careful not to go too far to the south here. We'll end up in Wales. We are about 10 miles. We've descended now down to about 3,000 feet. The airport is in about a 2 o'clock position, somewhere over there. We're going to be landing runway 09. We've got ourselves slowed right down. We might actually give Georgie a rest, to which Georgie responds with that little toot toot toot. Very nice, Georgie. And we'll basically head towards the port. I can't remember the name of the... He's probably got a number of ports here in Liverpool. I can't remember the name of it. Could have done some research. Jude, you could help me occasionally here by chiming in.
I don't get paid for this.
Well, okay, Jude, but I mean, I don't get paid either. I still do it for the love of it, Jude. You do it for the love of simming and for your audience. That's why we're here, aren't we? Hey? 8 miles to run. I prefer to take a bit of an external here. So beautifully represented our world here in the Microsoft Sim, isn't it? Lovely. Special shout out to you if you do hail from up here and surrounds, or even if you don't hail from up here but you're just a fan of Liverpool Football Club. Hey? You'll never walk alone, will you? That's a good theme song. It's a great song. I have never been to Anfield IRL. It's on the bucket list, but I feel like I might kick the bucket before I get to tick off any more items on my list. But that would be an absolute dream. But the videos that I have seen of a full crowd there at Anfield singing the song, oh, it's magic stuff. Down through 2.5, we've got to concentrate a little bit on the flying here. There's the airport. We're flying just, God knows, an improvised approach, even for me. No rhyme or reason to this one. We're gonna fly a right base down onto 09. No traffic to worry about. Got all that stuff switched off. We'll take approach flaps. We do need to get down a little bit. I hear the birds starting to voice their concern right on cue. Those of you that asked for the birds and the dogs, they've come through for you in this video. This is going to be a tidy righty. A tight right base here. We'll get the gear coming down. Folks. Another video almost in the can, as the cool kids say. Oh yes, the birds really warming up now. Look how tight this base is. Love it. Did we get the gear down, Jude? Oh, thank you. Simple yes would have been sufficient. We'll take landing flap as well. Oh yes, those birds. That's their warning trill. Down to 100 now. We'll get some more proppy. What's that breeze doing? It's going to be a slight left crosswind for our arrival into Liverpool. The birds are going to continue all the way down. We'll take that view. We might stay here for a bit, Jude. What do you reckon? This is a nice view. 3 whites, 1 red. It'll be a short final. We expedited the departure out of London City. Expedited the turn. Well, let's call this an expedited arrival here in Liverpool. Alright, better do our standard final checks. Gear down, flaps down. Fingers crossed. And as we turn final, the sphincters are tight. 2 whites, 2 reds. Oh, we've done alright there, Jude.
Pure arse.
Here we go. Runway 09 Liverpool, folks. We are continuing. A bit stuttery. Light crosswind. Alright, keep it on the centre line, fella. Here we go, folks. And Jude, welcome to Liverpool Airport. Thanks as always, folks, for your company in another video. Your support of my nonsense is very much appreciated. Until we next meet, you stay well, enjoy your simming, and bye for now.